Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot. Glad everybody came out with us. A few days ago when I was back here, I had hung up some little foil shiny things in this area to see if it might attract some of the young ones over here to sit and look at them or play with them or see if they took them. There were 6 and now I have 4. 2 of them are gone. And right here around the base of this tree, got a little tiny glyph there,
and a bigger one,
and then a bigger X right over there.
Yeah.
Now this is the hill that is directly behind the first big gifting tree, which is right there. And this is usually where I zoom in at whenever we're filling up the tree to see if we catch any movement back here in this back. So never let it be said that we don't try to accommodate or attempt different ideas that people have had for us. So I was asked several different times if we would bring a mirror out here and run the recorder facing into the mirror. Now I'm not sure if that thought process was that maybe they would come up behind the camera and then you would be able to see them in the mirror.
Anything's possible.
Or if it's kind of like a Sasquatch version of Bloody Mary. And
I hope not.
I honestly don't know, but we've been asked to try this several times. So here's what I've got set up. There's the mirror and the camera on the tripod set up, and it's running right now.
I could feel it piqued their curiosity. I could feel them moving up, but
now we're gonna take care of our normal duties of filling up the trees because it's been a few days and we need to keep up with that. But we're just gonna let this run while we're out here walking around this evening, and intermittently I'll put segments of it into the video and let you look at it. Now this camera that's on the tripod, the audio quality on it is really, really poor. So whenever it switches over to that camera, it's not your TV or your computer or your cell phone. It's just the audio on that particular camera is weak. There's no place to put a external microphone onto it. So anyway, we're going to get on with doing what we're doing, and we'll let this run and see what happens. Yeah, I could almost hear one of them chuckling back there like new game.
New game. That's what I was getting. Got a lot to put track going through here.
Yeah, there's a lot of little scuff marks up and down this section of the hill, running right to the tree, but
Can't imagine that.
you know what I forgot to do?
Oh no, what'd you think?
I think there's got to be some kind of incantation or magic spell or yeah.
No.
Come, I got it.
No.
I got it.
Oh, God.
No, I got it. There we go.
Who's doing this to me?
Let me get closer to make sure that it takes. Come
Lord,
on.
baby Jesus, help us.
I think you have to say some kind of magical words or something to get it to
Manifest the squatch?
I don't know. We're going to find out. All right, we ready?
If you're ready, but I've got the clear trail going out.
You're going to run if something pops out, huh? Here we go. I got this.
Lord help me.
Mirror, mirror on the tree, who's the one with great big feet? If he's cloaked or in disguise, show him now before our eyes.
Oh, that was just creepy.
Yeah, that was
All right.
wrong.
Let's go do our thing.
I almost sensed some eyebrows raised out here. Like, what was that?
I was waiting for one to start cackling back there.
Big Daddy and Juniors are shaking their heads right now.
Well, this wasn't my idea, so I'm just going along with it, trying to
We'll just see
see if anything happens. So
Okay.
my ideas are usually crazier than that. So
Okay, so we have trash.
imagine that. Really need to leave an empty bucket for them to put their garbage in. No more chocolate peanut butter.
It is out of there. Okay. Let's see what's different. Oh, what's going on with the sandbox? Something going on with the sandbox.
Well, I can't see because that big limb's in the way, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna move it.
That's all clean sand, and every bit of that sand was as black as what's on the outside.
Okay.
What the heck? And what is that little tiny... Is it a heel?
I don't know.
That is just weird. I had the K there, and all but one stick of the K is gone. I have no idea what that is. Let me up in there, I'll look. More trash. Okay, get my eyeballs on.
I guess I don't need to worry about that section. We've got the mirror cam going on, so let's look over here.
I don't know, but this, huh?
What?
Oh, go ahead. That entire right side was scraped bare, and I figured maybe one of the young ones had just been playing in the sand. But I don't know where the clean sand came from. It's like it's all been filtered right there.
Well, I don't know.
I don't even know what that means.
It means it's
Okay.
not dirty.
They got some of it out on the outside, but they did a good job. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to say thank you.
Well, you were the one saying you needed to bring clean sand out to it.
Well, yeah, but I haven't.
They're just trying to help you out.
Why are they always in my head? Alright, babies. They are ready for this. Maybe they especially like this chocolate. Maybe that's why they did something in the sand. Or maybe it was for the espresso. We still haven't found that bottle.
Probably digging around looking for more coffee. Thought we may have hit another bottle of espresso down there.
Someone's been tearing this tree. The stick is gone. Where is my stick? Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Things that make you go, I must be easily amused. It was just a little clean sand, but I have a terrible time trying to scrape that sand.
Well, I was listening to a conversation over the weekend, and it was talking about people that were out metal detecting and having encounters or running into signs of Sasquatch. And I know a lot of people would hear some type of a comment like that, and immediately in their mind they would think, well, Sasquatch must like coins or something. Why would they be showing up around metal detectorists? Well, it's a little more in-depth than that, but most of the time when guys are out metal detecting, they've got their face down to the ground looking at what they're swinging at, and they've got earphones on. So they're not paying good attention to what's going on around them. But the primary reason, the two main types of metal detectors that people use are either a pulse induction or a VLF. And pulse induction is the more expensive version, and it literally pulsates like a radar into the ground to pick up minerals and solid metal objects. The primary one that most people are using when they're out is called a VLF, and that stands for very low frequency, and it keeps oscillating on different low band frequencies, picking up the iron and the copper and silver and gold and different minerals and anything that is metallic, aluminum. But anyway, the VLF detectors operate on that low band frequency that's very, very similar to the infrasound that we were talking about the other day. So in terms of Sasquatch, running a VLF detector would be like having a game call, like a squeaky rabbit or something for a coyote. It would be a very low frequency call that Sasquatch would definitely be capable of hearing.
Definitely generate some curiosity.
So I just wanted to kind of give you
it's kind of like its own infrasound.
Right. It's a very low frequency that penetrates into the ground, and minerals vibrate off of it, reflect back off of it. Iron or copper or silver, anything metallic basically. Sometimes they'll even sound off on just high mineralization in the soil, like
iron
around creeks and things. You'll get a lot of high concentration of mineralization in pockets, and it'll go over the top of that, and it'll squeak like it's found a rusty nail or a pull tab or something like that. But sometimes just knowing how stuff works kind of helps give an answer as to why something else was affected by it. So there's your little science thing for the day.
Tidbit for today.
How stuff works. So if you're out in the woods or around the edges of woods and you're slinging the metal detector, don't be surprised if something chucks a stick or a rock at you, because you're the one called it in while you were out there looking for whatever was in the ground.
Can't be mad.
And one of the things that I wanted to say about out here was last year, before all of this started back here in the woods, finding the Sasquatch activity, I had been back here with my VLF detector looking for Civil War relics, old mini balls and pieces of, artillery or cavalry buckles and, buttons, things like that. So maybe I was squeaking the game call.
Hard to say.
Maybe that's what started the whole thing. I don't know. That's just a thought that I had. It's funny how you'll hear a sentence in a conversation, and all of a sudden everything starts to come together.
Or maybe when they hear it, they somehow think you're the same.
Yeah.
Because you can
You're
produce it.
You're talking on the same frequency.
That's really interesting. It makes sense to my brain, but we all know how my brain is. Good information.
Maybe I should try that. Just come out here with the metal detector and turn it on and lean it up against the tree, but I don't know if it would do anything just sitting stationary. You'd probably have to be moving around with it to...
I would imagine, yeah. Although I'm pretty sure you've already got their attention. I don't know.
Well, wait and see if one of them runs up to the mirror and starts brushing his teeth and combing his hair.
I keep seeing things flashing, like earlier, right in front of us. I swore I saw something flash by us. Time for a vacation.
Well, you've got a huge toadstool.
Lovely. Where did that come from? I haven't seen one that big out here, and something's been eating on the edge of it.
Yeah, that's what it is, big toadstool.
So they're doing shrooms now?
Oh, that's all we need is Junior tripping on shrooms.
Hey, after espresso, what do you think?
Yeah. That might be why some people see them out in the cow pasture. They're looking for the special mushrooms that grow on the cow patties.
You know, you might be right.
That reminds me of another thing.
Oh, Lord.
No, alright, so make the leap from cow to horse. There's been a lot of people talk about how they'll braid the hair on the horses' manes or tails or whatever. It's like they've got this infatuation with the horses. People have a show horse and everything's brushed out and nice and neat and, you know, all groomed up and bathed, and come back the next morning, get ready to load them up, and every inch of their mane has little braids in it, or their tail's knotted up in braids. And
pictures I saw, it looked like
they'll find
almost like weaving.
Yeah, they'll find put tracks all around the corral or pasture area. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Seems odd to me because, like the Patterson Gimlin, you know, they said the horse was thrown because of Sasquatch. You'd think these horses would be having a fit.
Well, that's what you would think, but like I said, I'm just telling you what other people have said or talked about.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna get a horse and put out there in the field to find out.
No.
Junior already eats enough. I don't need to feed something else that weighs 1,200 pounds.
Might be cheaper to get him one of those big old bales.
Well, guys, I'm gonna patchwork all of the footage off of that mirror camera in and out throughout the video, so it'll kind of bounce back and forth. But
and see, maybe
we needed
to
get these trees taken care of before it got any later in the week. So.